Most people use AI like a search engine. Type a question, get an answer, move on. I turned mine into an operating system. 79 custom AI skills. Each one handles a specific task in my workflow, from drafting executive emails to scoring my own session quality to preparing for meetings I haven't even looked at yet. And they all trigger automatically based on what I'm doing. Today I'm going to show you exactly how this works, what an AI skill actually is, why it's fundamentally different from a prompt, and how to build your first one from scratch in under 10 minutes. Let's get into it. I'm the flow architect. I build AI systems that build themselves. Um, this channel is about real production grade AI workflow architecture, not tool reviews, not prompt tips, systems that actually run. If that sounds interesting, subscribe. We're just getting started. Here's the thing nobody tells you about prompts. They're disposable. You write a great one, use it once, maybe twice, and then you lose it, or you forget what it said, or you modify it slightly each time and drift away from what made it work. I hit this wall about 3 months into building my AI workflow. I had maybe 50 prompts saved in text files. Some worked brilliantly, some were outdated. I couldn't remember which was which. And here's the real problem. Every time I started a new session, I had to manually load the right context. Hey, here's how I want you to format emails. Here's my team structure. Here's what project I'm working on. Every single time. And that's when I realized prompts are like handwritten notes. What I needed was software. An AI skill is a permanent structured knowledge module that your AI loads automatically when it detects a relevant task. Think of it this way. A prompt is what you say to AI. A skill is what AI already knows before you say anything. A skill lives in a folder. That folder has one required file, SKILL.md. This file has two parts, a YAML frontmatter block with metadata and the instructions themselves. The frontmatter tells the system three things. First, the name of the skill, lowercase, hyphenated. Second, a description, what it does, and when it should trigger. Third, optional fields like version, author, allowed tools. The description is the most important part. It's not just documentation, it's the trigger mechanism. The system reads every skill description and decides which ones are relevant to what you're doing right now. Here's an example. Say I have a skill called draft email. Its description says, draft professional communications, use when user mentions email, draft, write to, respond, or reply. Do not use for reviewing existing drafts or weekly VP updates. That description is doing heavy lifting. It tells the system when to activate and when not to. So those negative triggers that sensing do not use for are critical. Without them, the skill fires on tasks it wasn't designed for and quality drops. Let me show you how this looks in practice. Every skill lives in its own folder. The folder name matches the skill name. Kebab case, no spaces, no capitals. Inside that folder, you always have SKILL.md. That's the only required file. But many skills need more. You might have a references folder with detailed documentation the AI can read when it needs to go deeper. You might have a scripts folder with Python or shell scripts the skill can execute. You might have an assets folder with templates or configuration files. The key insight is progressive disclosure. The CLAUDE.md file should be under 5,000 words, ideally much shorter. Just the essential instructions. Everything else goes in references. The AI reads the core instructions immediately and only pulls in the deeper content when the task demands it. This matters because context windows aren't infinite. Every token you load is a token you can't use for actual work. Skills that try to front load everything, every edge case, every exception, every reference, end up degrading performance instead of improving it. The best skills I've built are under 500 tokens for the core instructions. That's maybe 200 words. Short, specific, actionable. Let me tell you the story that changed everything for me. I was preparing for a critical meeting with senior leadership. I needed an executive briefing, a risk assessment, and an email to my VP summarizing our position. 3 artifacts, all related, all needed in about an hour. With prompts, here's what happened. I opened my AI tool, Insets, and typed out a detailed prompt explaining who I was, what the meeting was about, who would be there, what the stakes were. Then, generated the briefing. It was okay. Not great. It missed some context about what was discussed in a previous meeting. Then I needed the risk assessment, new session, had to re-explain everything, added the context I forgot the first time, generated it, decent. Then the email, new session, again, same context dump, same setup, except by now I was tired and I forgot to mention a key stakeholder concern. The email draft missed it entirely. 3 sessions, 3 context dumps. One missing detail that would have been embarrassing in front of leadership. And that's when I sat down and built my first 3 skills. A meeting prep skill that automatically pulls in recent meeting transcripts and stakeholder profiles. A risk assessment skill that knows which intelligence files to read. An executive email skill that already knows my writing voice and communication standards. The next time I prepped for a meeting like that, one command, all 3 artifacts, 0 context dumping, and nothing was missed because the skills knew where to look. Let me build one right now. We're going to create a skill called Quick Research that takes a topic and produces a structured research brief. Step 1, create the folder, quick-research, inside it, one file, SKILL.md. Step 2, write the front matter, name, quick research, description. Research a topic and produce a structured brief with sources. Use when user asks to research, investigate, or explore a topic. Do not use for code-based exploration or file searches. See that? Clear trigger, clear negative trigger. The system knows exactly when this skill applies and when it doesn't. Step 3, write the instructions. I keep mine structured like this. First, the goal, 1 sentence. Produce a research brief on the requested topic. Second, the process, numbered steps. 1, search the web for the topic. 2, identify the 3 most credible sources. 3, synthesize findings into a structured brief with sections for summary, key findings, sources, and recommended next steps. Third, the output format, exactly what the deliverable looks like. I usually include a template. Start with a 1-paragraph summary, then 3 to 5 bullet points for key findings, then our sources list, then 1 to 2 recommended next steps. Fourth, quality gates and what makes a good output versus a bad one. Every finding must cite a source. No finding should come from a single source only. If fewer than 3 sources are available, flag this as low confidence research. That's it. The whole skill is maybe 200 words. Save it. It's immediately available. Next time I say, research the latest trends in last mile delivery logistics, this skill fires automatically, follows the process, and gives me a formatted brief. No prompt engineering, no context setup. It just works. Now here's where it gets interesting, and where most people hit a wall. When you build your first 5 skills, everything is amazing. AI feels like it has superpowers. You build 10 more, still great, 20, 30, 40. Then somewhere around 50, things start breaking. The AI gets confused about which skill to use. Skills fire on the wrong tasks. Performance actually degrades. This is the skill ceiling problem. The system that routes tasks to skills has to read every skill description. When you have 50 descriptions, that's a lot of routing logic competing for attention. Ambiguous triggers start conflicting with each other. The official guidance from the team behind the AI tool I use says 20 to 50 skills is the sweet spot. Above that, you need a management layer. I have 79. So how does it still work? Skill packs. Think of them like app groups on your phone. You don't have all your apps on one home screen. You organize them into folders. Skill packs do the same thing. A skill pack is a named group of related skills that can be enabled or disabled as a unit. I have 14 packs. Here are a few examples. The executive comms pack includes skills for email drafting, weekly VP updates, executive summaries, and urgent email triage. When I'm doing communications work, this pack is active. When I'm doing data analysis, it's not. The analytics pack includes BigQuery exploration, cohort analysis, and dashboard generation. Active during data work, dormant otherwise. The intelligence pack includes competitive research, industry news, and strategic analysis. Active during planning sessions, off during execution. At any given time, only 10 to 15 skills are loaded, well within the ceiling. The system is fast, routing is accurate, and skills don't conflict with each other. The implementation is dead simple. A single JSON file maps pack names to skill lists. A shell script enables or disables packs. Certain keywords in my requests auto-enable the relevant pack before routing begins. So when I say draft an email to my VP, the system detects the keyword email, silently enables the executive comms pack, and routes to the draft email skill. All of this happens before I see any output. It's invisible. Here's the thing. Once you have skills plus packs, you fundamentally change the relationship between you and AI. You're no longer telling AI what to do every time. You've taught it permanently. Your skills encode your standards, your processes, your quality expectations. And they persist across sessions, across devices, across time. When I go back to a project after 2 weeks, my AI already knows the context. It knows my communication standards. It knows where to find intelligence. It knows how to format deliverables. I don't have to reteach anything. This is the difference between using AI as a search engine and using AI as an operating system. The search engine answers questions. The operating system runs your workflow. In the next episode, I'm going to show you something even more powerful, context engineering. It's the reason my AI follows complex instructions reliably, while most people's AI ignores half of what they say. I'll show you the exact architecture, how context layers work, what goes in each layer, and the progressive disclosure pattern that makes the difference between an AI that performs like a confused intern and one that performs like a senior engineer. If you found this useful, subscribe and hit the bell. I'm posting new episodes every week as part of the 100-Day AI Workflow Challenge. I'm the Flow Architect. I build AI systems that build themselves. See you in the next one.